Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivanadari Gopijana Vallabha Girivanadari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivanadari Gopijana Vallabha Girivanadari Yasodanandana Bhajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Bhajana Ranjana Jamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivanadari Gopijana Vallabha Girivanadari Yasodanandana Brajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Brajana Ranjana Jamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Tira. Jaya Vishnupad Paramahamsa Prabhujakacharya Asatasada Shishimad. His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Ananta Guru Vaishnava Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Prem Sikha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasali Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gogopiya Samakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shivanavadam Ki Jai. Shri Maya Pranavidam Ki Jai. Gangamai Ki Jai. Jamunamai Ki Jai. Tos Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Somaveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Go Premanandi. All glorious some devotees. All glorious some devotees. All glorious some devotees. All glorious Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this morning reading the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 5, text number 21 and 22, and we'll chant number 21 together. Bhuteshu Virubhaya Uttama Ye Surispras Surispas. That's a tongue that's a tongue twister there. Surispas Teshu Shabha Nishtaha Tato Manusya Pramatas Tato Pi Gandharva Siddha Vibhuhanuga Ye Bhuteshu Virubhya Uttama Tvira Yichya. Someone give Tvira the microphone. This is a tongue twisting verse here.
Bhuteshu virudbhya uduttamaye Sarisripasteshu sabodhanishta Tato manusya pramatastatopi Gandharva siddha vibudhanugaye Bhuteshu virudbhya uduttamaye Sarisripasteshu sabodhanishta Tato manusya pramatastatopi Gandharva siddha vibudhanugaye Bhuteshu virudbhya uduttamaye Sarisripasteshu sabodhanishta Tato manusya pramatastatopi Gandharva siddha vibudhanugaye
Javita, you want to chant the next verse?
Devasurebhyo Bhagavat Pradhana Dakshadeyo Brahmasutastu Tesham Bhavakparakso Tapirincha Virya Samatparoham Dvijadeva Devaha.
Bhuteshu, among things generated, with and without symptoms of life. Rubhya, than the plants. Uruttama, far superior. Ye, those who. Suruspha, moving entities like worms and snakes. Teshu, of them. Sabodhanishta, those who have developed intelligence. Tata, than them. Manusya, the human beings. Pramata, the ghostly spirits. Tata api, better than them. Gandharva, the inhabitants of Gandharva Loka. Appointed singers in the planets of the demigods. Siddha, the inhabitants of Siddhaloka, who have all mystic powers. The Buddha Anga, the Kanaras. Yea, those who. Deva, the demigods. Asurebhya, then the Asuras. Mahavat Pradhanaha, headed by Indra. Daksha Adhaya, beginning with Daksha. Brahmasuta, the direct son of Brahma. 2. Then, Tesam, of them. Bhava, Lord Shiva. Para, the best. Sa, he, Lord Shiva. Ata, moreover. Virincha Viraha, producing from Lord Brahma. Sa, he, Brahma. Matparaha, my devotee. Aham, I. Dvijadeva Deva, a worshipper of the Brahmanas, or the Lord of the Brahmanas. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace. Srila Prabhupada ki. Of the two energies manifest, spirit and dull matter, beings possessing living force, vegetables, grass, trees, and plants, are superior to dull matter, stone, earth, etc. Superior to non-moving plants and vegetables are worms and snakes, which can move. Superior to worms and snakes are animals that have developed intelligence. Superior to animals are human beings, and superior to human beings are ghosts, because they have no material bodies. Superior to ghosts are the Gandharvas, and superior to them are the Siddhas. Superior to the Siddhas are the Kinnaras, and superior to them are the Asuras. That's interesting, huh? Superior to the Asuras are the demigods, and of the demigods Indra, the king of heaven, is supreme. Superior to Indra are the direct sons of Lord Brahma, sons like King Daksha. And supreme among Brahma's sons is Lord Shiva. Since Lord Shiva is the son of Lord Brahma, Brahma is considered superior, but Brahma is also subordinate to me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because I am inclined to the Brahmanas are best of all. Wow. Purport. In this verse, the Brahmanas are given a position superior to that of the Supreme Lord. The idea is that the government should be conducted under the guidance of the Brahmanas. Although Subdev recommended his eldest son, Bharat, as emperor of the earth, he still had to follow the instructions of the Brahmanas in order to govern the world perfectly. The Lord is worshipped as Brahmanya Devaya. The Lord is very fond of devotees or Brahmanas. This does not refer to so-called caste Brahmanas, but to qualified Brahmanas. A Brahmana should be qualified with the 8 qualities mentioned in text 24, such as Sama, Dhamma, Satya, and Titiksha. The Brahmanas should always be worshipped, and under their guidance the ruler should discharge his duty and rule the citizens. Unfortunately, in this age of Kali, the executive is not selected by very intelligent people, nor is he guided by qualified Brahmanas. Consequently, chaos results. The mass of people should be educated in Krishna consciousness, so that according to the democratic process, they can select a first-class devotee like Bharat Maharaj to head the government. If the head of the state is headed by qualified Brahmanas, everything is completely perfect. In this verse, the evolutionary process is indirectly mentioned. The modern theory of life, that life evolves from matter, is to some extent supported in this verse because it is stated, Bhuteshu Varubhya. That is, the living entities evolve from vegetables, grass, plants, and trees, which are superior to dull matter. In other words, matter also has the potency to manifest living entities in the form of vegetables. In this verse, the life comes out of matter. But matter also comes out of life. As Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita 10.8, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. There are 2 energies, material and spiritual, and both originally come from Krishna. Krishna is the supreme living being, although it may be said that in the material world a living force is generated from matter. It must be admitted that originally matter is generated from the supreme living being. Nityo nityanam chaitanas chaitananam eko bhanam yo viridhati kamam. The conclusion is that everything, both material and spiritual, is generated from the Supreme Being. From the evolutionary point of view, perfection is reached when the living entity attains the platform of a Brahmana. A Brahmana is a worshipper of the Supreme Brahman, and the Supreme Brahman worships the Brahmana. In other words, the devotee is subordinate to the Supreme Lord, and the Lord is inclined to see to the satisfaction of his devotee. A Brahmana is called Dvija Deva, and the Lord is called Dvija Deva Deva. He is the Lord of the Brahmanas. The evolutionary process is also explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 19, wherein it is said that there are 2 types of living entities, moving and non-moving. Among moving living entities there are birds, beasts, aquatics, human beings, and so on. Of these, the human beings are supposed to be the best, but they are few. Of these small numbers of human beings, there are many low-class human beings like Malechas, Pulindas, Bodhas, and Sabharas. The human being elevated enough to accept the Vedic principles is superior. Among those who accept the Vedic principles, generally known as Varnashrama, presently known as the Hindu system, few actually follow these principles. Of those who actually follow the Vedic principles, most perform fruitive activities or pious activities for elevation to the highest position, or to the high position. Manushyanam sahasresu kasya jayata siddhaye. Out of many attached to fruitive activities, one may be a jnani, that is, one philosophically inclined and superior to the karmis. Yatatam api siddhanam kasya me veti tattvataha. Out of many jnanis, one may be liberated from material bondage, and out of many millions of liberated jnanis, one may become a devotee of Krishna. Om Jnanatamarandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshum Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Mukam Kotavatalang Pangam Lang Hayate Gurim Yat Kripa Tadaham Bande Sri Gurum Dinataranam Vanchakapa Tubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyevacha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavevyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasati Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Here we're hearing how dear the Brahmanas are to Lord Rishabdev, to Krishna. And the Prabhupada mentions, but not these caste Brahmanas, but real Brahmanas who are Brahmana Vaishnavas. They're not only filled with good qualities, but they're devotees of Krishna. And Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita the qualities of the Brahmanas that attract Krishna. Samodhamas tapasocham, shantir arjuna, jnana vijnanamaskam, brahma karma sabhavajam. Peacefulness. They're peaceful. Krishna bhakti nishkama atta eva shanta bhukti mukti siddhikami sakaliya shanta. The devotees of the Lord, they're very peaceful because they have no material desires. Their desire is to serve Krishna. Krishna bhakti nishkama, no lust, no selfish desires, but their desire is to serve Krishna. When I was just paying obeisances, Balaram noticed on my sweater here it says, I never saw it before, but it says, always one. It's a Mayavadi sweater. But actually, a devotee is one with Krishna in desire. So it can be a devotee sweater. So actually that's what devotees aspire for. To be one with Krishna in desire. And Krishna, he's a person. He has desires. You know, he has a lot of desires, but they're all pure. And we can also have a lot of pure desires. And we're trying to get rid of the material desires. Replace all these material desires with the desire to serve Krishna. So this is a devotee, and this is what pleases Krishna. Krishna bhakti nishkama ateva bhukti, but those persons who are desiring to enjoy material life, bhukti, which is practically everybody in society. Everybody's trying to enjoy this world, trying to be the proprietor, the enjoyer, trying to be Krishna. They cannot have peace because of these material desires. Bhukti, mukti, siddhikami, the people that they want to get these siddhi, mystic perfections. So this is also, they're also desiring some material thing. I was just listening to a lecture. Prabhupada said that the karmis, they're third-class rascals, and the jnanis, they're second-class rascals, and the yogis, they're the first-class rascals. They're all trying to enjoy this world, but a devotee is not a rascal because he's trying to serve Krishna. Yeah. So samadhi, peacefulness, self-control, and they control their senses. Yeah, this is in Kali Yuga. It's so difficult to control the senses. In this age of Kali, I think it's Prakasa. What's his name? One of the great devotees. He says that in this age of Kali, Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur. He says that in this age of Kali, the senses are very powerful. It's very difficult to control the senses. And what is it? Yes, yeah. In this age of Kali, to control the senses is very difficult. And how's the rest of it go? No, the English. Yeah, it's very difficult to practice Krishna consciousness in the age of Kali, and this path is spiked by millions of thorny obstacles. That was part of the amazing statement. So many obstacles, and therefore we see so many devotees that come and they practice and they're doing nice, and they have some difficulty. So many obstacles on this path, very difficult. But Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Muchtita sarvadargani mat prasadat atachatang ahankaram nasoshi vanakshasi. Krishna says that if you just become conscious of me, you'll cross over all the obstacles on this path of pure devotional service. If, however, you don't hear me, then you'll be lost. So hearing is so important. Hearing is so important. Atasha Krishna namadi nabhavet kramis sevan mukhi jivada swayam eva spratida. And this devotional service, it begins with the tongue. It's interesting. Generally, we do service with our hands. Service is done with our hands, isn't it? We're all doing so much service, doing it with our hands. But it begins with the tongue. And what is that? Chanting. Chanting Hare Krishna, yes. Chanting Hare Krishna and chanting the Vedic literatures. So this purifies the heart. So, yeah, and taking prasadam. Taking Krishna prasadam. So, taking Krishna prasadam, chanting the Vedic literatures, chanting the holy name, by all this, we get purified. So it begins with the tongue. We get purified, then we engage all of you, our hands, and we give our legs, and so many things we engage in the service of Krishna. But we have to control. It's like a sannyasi is known as Goswami because he's able to control the senses. And someone who can't control the senses is called Godas, servant of the senses. Yeah. So we're trying to become Goswamis, servants of Krishna, not servants of our senses. If we serve Krishna, then we experience so much happiness. We serve our senses, then it's just the animals are out there serving their senses as well. But is there any happiness? No. So we have to control the senses and serve Krishna. This will bring pleasure to the soul. Samodhamas tapa socham, and austerity. Austerity is the wealth. It's the wealth of the brahmanas. Austerity. Yeah. I was speaking to one student. I was explaining how austerity is very good for advancing in spiritual life. Never heard the word before. What's austerity? That's our present society. People, one of the most important things in life is austerity. Never heard the word before. So, I also never heard the word before I came to Krishna consciousness. But I don't know how many times it's in the Vedabase. It's probably in there quite a few times. You could maybe look it up. Austerity. Yeah. So austerity is very good for either one. Yeah. So austerity is very good. Yeah. Purifying. Krishna is pleased that we perform austerities for His pleasure. And there's a lot of people doing austerities. There's people out there working. I met one person, he said he's working 18 hours a day. That's austerity. 2,500 times. That's just austerities. 2,500 times. It's very prominent in Prabhupada's books and in our lives, austerities. So yes, people are doing so many austerities. It's like people that they want to be in the Olympics, right? They want to be in the Olympics, and they say swimming. You want to be the #1 swimmer. How much do they swim a day? About 8 hours a day. Yeah, swimming. You become a fish in your next life. Oh my goodness, yeah, so many austerities. But it's all just for sense gratification. And people, they want to be wealthy also. There's so many people out there, they want to be millionaires. They're working hard, want to be a millionaire. It's like I was at a hospital, with some injury. I was at a hospital. And the head doctor there at the hospital, I happened to be there when she was talking to another doctor. She said, "I just want to be a millionaire." She said, "Doctor." You know, a lot of times they do that. They go to be a doctor just to get rich, and they become a lot of them become very rich. You know, it's like a business. You know, it's not. You know, previously I guess there was some that actually went there. They wanted to help people, but God, it is so. To go to the doctor, oh my goodness, so expensive. You know, insurance and all this. So they become wealthy. So, but a devotee is interested in real wealth. Real wealth is becoming Krishna conscious. Spiritual wealth. But this material wealth, Lakshmi Devi, she's flickering. Here now, so many wealthy people, millionaires, they lose everything. Yeah. Lakshmi is flickering. But devotion to Krishna is not flickering. If we can get this devotion for Krishna, very fortunate, very fortunate. Samo dhamas tapa santi. So this comes by austerity. Krishna is pleased by austerity. Therefore, earlier we heard here in Lord Shabdi, tapo divyang putakayena satyang sudyajyasmad brahmasokyam tvarantam. So he's pleased by this austerity, and it's actually good for us. It's pleasing to the soul, to do this austerity. Just like on book distribution, it's an austerity. Get a lot of no's, but those are good. And when I get a no, I say, "Thank you very much. Thank you," because it's helped me develop this, divine qualities of tolerance, austerity. It's very good. So austerity is, very, very good. And Lord Shabdi says that by this austerity, you attain brahmasokyam tvarantam. Happiness, real happiness, spiritual happiness, by doing austerity for the pleasure of Krishna. Samodhamas tapasocham, and cleanliness. This is a Brahmana is very clean. Not only externally, but internally. This is what's most important, is cleaning the inside, cleaning one of the false ego, and of the lust and the greed, the anger. This is all dirty things within the heart. Yeah. And Krishna, he is so pure that he can purify anybody that gets close to him in any way. By chanting the names of Krishna, people get purified. By reading, Prabhupada said, they just read one line, it could change their life. Krishna is so pure. Hearing about Krishna, chanting his names, taking Krishna prasadam, all these things, they purify. Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavir, Brahmagna, Brahmanavta, Brahmaivatena Gantavir, Brahmakarma Samadhina. The devotees of the Lord, they're sure to attain the spiritual world because of their full contribution to spiritual activities in which that which is consumed is absolute and that which is given is of the same spiritual nature. So whatever we accept, it's only in relation to Krishna. Yeah. We only want to read books about Krishna. We only want to take food that's been offered to Krishna. We only watch movies in relation to Krishna. There's also some spiritual movies. Very few. But we don't watch all the others. Like I was distributing books and I was speaking to one student and he mentioned a movie. And I said, well, yeah, we don't watch movies. You don't watch movies? You don't, I mean, that's really? Yeah, I don't. You ever heard of Tom Cruise? I said, no, never heard of him before. He said, no, you're joking, right? Never heard of him before. He was shocked, yeah. But they appreciate that, you know, that there's some people that don't watch all this, you know. So yeah, we only do things in relation to Krishna. We accept things only in relation to Krishna. And we give things that are only in relation to Krishna. Yeah. We give out Prabhupada's books. Yeah. We give out prasadam. Give out the holy name. So we're accepting things that are in relation to Krishna. And we're giving things in relation to Krishna. In this way we get purified. And Krishna says, by this giving and taking, all this absolute things, then we go back home and back to God. Yeah. So, when Krishna says, Prabhupada said, strict, sincere, and serious. These three things are very important. We had to be strict. It's like I was impressed. These devotees got back 11:30 last night, yeah. And they went to Mangalarti. Yeah. Now they're here. Who got back here? What time do you guys go to sleep? 1:30? All of you? The first group got back at what time? Oh, 11:45. Oh my goodness. And you still all made it to Mangalarti. Wow, that's pretty good. You guys are strict devotees here, man. And in the class, all a little heads down, but that's still pretty good, you know. I mean, you really please Krishna. That's an austerity. That's very good. Yeah, very good. Yeah. So to be strict is very important. Yeah. We should. Prabhupada said we should live this life as if in military discipline. And military discipline, to the second, you know, you got to be there, and if you're not there, well, you get chastised, you know. Or they give 10 push-ups, you know, give me 10 push-ups, yeah. You get punished, yeah. So as if in military discipline, you know, everything is very strict. Sincere. This word sincere means sincere, like, what is the word? There's serious means thoughtful, and sincere means genuine. Genuine service. It's like, you know, we're conditioned souls, so it's kind of hard to do everything, you know, all the time with genuine desire to please Krishna. But this is the goal. This is the goal, that eventually that everything we do, we're doing it for Krishna. Yet karoshi, yet asnasi, all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, as well as all austerities you perform, should be done as an offering to me. And Prabhupada says that this verse is the summary of the entire Bhagavad Gita. This is the essence of the entire Bhagavad Gita. All that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, as well as all austerities you perform, should be done as an offering to me. It's very important. So this is sincere and serious. It's thoughtful. Yeah. When we're reading Prabhupada's books, we should. It's not like reading a novel. These books are so deep. It's like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He said you could spend 4 months on one verse. Yeah. First verse of the Bhagavatam. 4 months. That's serious. So you can just go on and on. These books just such thick treasures of wisdom. Just go on and learn so much, get so much realization. So strict, serious, and sincere. And Prabhupada said if we live like that, then we get the mercy. Get the mercy of Krishna. Samo damas tapa saucham. Shantir means forgiving. Shantir vyartha kaladvam vrakyam manasunyata. Asabandha samutana namagani sadaruchi. That these are the 9 symptoms. I didn't say all of them. 9 symptoms of someone who is advancing in Krishna consciousness. The first one, Shantir, which means forgiving. Forgiving. In the material world, there's always some friction in the material world between people. It's very common. But a devotee is forgiving. Very forgiving. And this is the nature, this is the one of the most important qualities of a Brahmana, is that he's forgiving. So, something may happen, forgive. And we have this nice thing. If there's some friction amongst devotees, then we have this nice program where you go to each other and you Vanchakalpachivyascha Kripasanubhyevacha Putitanam Pavanevya Vaishnavevya. Please forgive me, Prabhu. And you give it a praise and it's over. Such a nice thing, But Krishna is most pleased by the person who goes first, because he's the one that was he felt bad, remorseful. He's kind of remorseful that he felt bad that I offended this devotee. So he goes first, and then the devotee says, "Oh yeah, that's okay, Prabhu. Please forgive me too." And then it's over. But this is so important that we don't keep any bad feelings towards others, because that kind of keeps our devotion to Krishna down. Because Krishna is very pleased with his devotees. So we want to please the devotees and keep nice relationships amongst the devotees. Krishna is pleased by that. And he even, there was this instance where there was some devotees in the Bhagavatam, great devotees who were so great, and they were serving Krishna so nicely together, that Lord Vishnu appeared to them and he said, I'm so pleased with you because of your working together so nicely in my service. Potatoes. I mean, imagine that. Lord Vishnu appeared to these devotees because he was so pleased with their nicely working together in the service of Krishna. So that says a lot. That says a lot. So we should try so hard to work nicely together. Nice friendship and working together. So Shantir Vyartha Kaladvang. Shantir Vyartha Kaladvang means don't waste time. Time is so valuable. How valuable is time? It's like today is October 10th, 2021, 8:36, and we can't get that back. With all the wealth of the world, we can't get that minute or second back. So valuable, but people waste time. So many ways. Even unfortunately, some devotees are wasting. Now we have all this technology, so it's easy to waste time, get lost in this modern technology. So we had to be very careful. Even, believe it or not, there's one sannyasi, he was going a little bit too far into the internet and got caught up in pornography and got stuck there and had some spiritual difficulty. So it's very dangerous. There's a lot of Maya. You know, the whole world of Maya is right there. So when we joined, me and Javira Prabhu, you didn't have to worry about that. There wasn't any but now, you know, Bhaktars are like join the movement and they have their iPhones, you know, they have their iPad. When we joined, we didn't have anything, nothing. So it's more dangerous for you now. So be very careful. Shanti avyartakal viraktir manasunyata, and detachment. Yeah. So we have to be detached from this material existence. We want to be detached, but we want to be attached at the same time. We want to be attached, we're trying to become attached to Krishna and detached from Maya. And the more we're attached to Krishna, life is wonderful. And the more we're attached to Maya, not good. So, any question or comment?
Oh no, I was pointing to. Oh, you're pointing.
Okay. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki.